Melanie Ann Layer is the founder of the Alpha Femme brand and the creator of Trifecta Coaching. She is a location-independent entrepreneur and travels the world with her incredible, sensational, masculine man, Kevin Scott. Together, they are transforming the conversation around relationships and making a global shift in how people show up in their lives and businesses. Melanie is a high-performance life coach, a luxury brand business coach, and she leads women in leadership positions into greatness with her world-class coaching programs. Melanie, you ready to rock this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're now live on Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self. Woo!
Hello, people.
We're gonna have a lot.
Huge scarf on. I'm trying to
love
maneuver.
We're gonna have so much fun today. Oh my god! Every time you're on, it's just a blast, and you drop gold, like you shower gold. You tsunami our audience with gold. So keep it up, and thank you for coming back. And I acknowledge Kevin earlier for being one of those founding fathers. You are a founding mother of this show becoming a reality, and the continuation of it and all that it is today. So thank you for being a part of the process, giving feedback, and helping us plant the seeds for it to be the greatness that it is today. Thank you.
Well, that makes me so happy because you're doing some great things in the world. So I'm glad I get to be a part of it.
Thank you. This is just the beginning. Ooh. So we're going to dive right into the theme of the day, which today is evolution. So Melanie, how are you evolving your life, your business and industry, your community, your corner of the world, so to speak? How are you evolving and innovating to leave a legacy in what you do?
Okay, I first of all love this question.
Yes.
Because I think one of the biggest issues is how easy it is to do something really great and then kind of plateau with it and surf it and then not be evolving. It's easy. It's easy to get stuck in that.
Yeah.
So as a coach, I think one of the most important things for me is I want my clients to consistently always have something to learn from me. I don't want people to stop coaching with me because there's nothing left to learn. So it's my job to consistently evolve and learn more things and have more that I can offer my clients always, so that I'm always those few steps ahead, so that following me always feels like a smart move. So I'm evolving in so many different ways. One of the biggest ways Kevin and I are truly evolving at the speed of light is our relationship. And constantly wondering how we can be more. How can we have more fun? How can we have more connection? How can we have better everything? And how can we help more people do that is by having...
Ooh, looks like the connection is a little...
You're first starting, people enjoy what you're saying and they enjoy it, but when you get... My connection's off?
It's a little bit. You're back now.
Okay. See, this is what happens. I get so excited, I break the internet.
So excited. Your vibe is just... The boss vibe is just too much.
This happens. Kevin and I,
we
basically say that at a certain level, people look at you and they just expect that you're going to over deliver, that you're going to blow them away, that you're going to do way more than they could ever expect of you. And the fact is, if you're not evolving, you get stuck in that trap. So for me, I am constantly evolving in my relationship. I'm constantly evolving in my business. Bigger month after bigger month after bigger month, higher success for my clients after higher success for my clients after higher success for my clients, traveling to more beautiful, wild, exotic places, feeling more gratitude, being more grounded, finding more practices I can do to be more amazing. Like, this is my life. It all starts with me.
So beautiful. I love it. Every aspect, it's like this concept of fairy tales really can come true. Like the people are so oftentimes bogged down with, well, is it really possible? Is it really possible to deepen this love, this gratitude, this relationship, this business? Can it really keep growing? And it's like, say, heck yes, of course it will, because I choose it.
Yes. Exactly.
So that is awesome. I love that we're starting off going there juicy, and we know who you are, just going above and beyond, extra mile on everything that you do. So why don't you share with our audience a little bit more about the work that you're doing today and what you're involved in?
So my work has changed a little bit over time since I first started speaking here on your show and where we are now. A lot of things have shifted. Kevin and I have kind of made some executive decisions in our business to say, well, Kevin takes care of the men and I take care of the ladies. And it's really working well for us. So I run a coaching brand called Alpha Femme, like you explained at the beginning. So any one-on-one clients that I have come to me through Alpha Femme. It's a triangle. And the concept behind the triangle, behind the Alpha Femme brand, is that every woman on the planet, is run by 3 identities. And those 3 identities are the boss, the badass, and the goddess. And we need to be empowered in all 3 of those areas in order to feel completely fulfilled in our life. But one of the issues is we tend to run the wrong part of our life with a certain identity. For example, if you've ever heard any women who are super successful say something like, men can't handle successful women. So that's like the biggest lie on the face of the planet.
Yes.
Men love successful women. Here's what they don't love. Men don't love women who think that when they come home, they're also the boss of him. He wants you to be successful. He just doesn't want you to speak to him like his subordinate. And unfortunately, boss women tend to want to be the boss everywhere. They don't know where to be soft. They think they need to be in charge of everything. They make the reservations, the booking at the restaurant. They negotiate if the service was poor. They tell their man where he should park, or that he should drive slower or faster, or watch out, or not drive too close, or all this micromanaging, because everywhere else it works. It doesn't work in our relationships. Then you may have the other kind of woman, the one who wants to have a business more than anything in the world, but she brings her goddess to the workplace. She's giving things away for free all the time. She's charging for an hour and she's giving 2 to anybody. She's saying, you don't need to pay me. Don't worry. It's okay. It's all part of it. Don't worry. Please don't pay me. No.
No.
She's saying, I'm offering free coaching. You cannot be the goddess in the boss environment, and you cannot be the boss in your relationship. And the badass is the one that gets things done. So you cannot be a goddess like, ooh, I'm going to have a nice long bubble bath, although I have a million things on my list of things to do. When you're the badass, you've got to be the badass.
Yeah.
And you can't be the boss when you're meant to be the badass, trying to get everybody else to do the things you're meant to be doing. So this is how women get out of power. Their mindset gets warped, their money blueprint gets warped, their relationships get warped. And really, they all kind of trigger each other and impact each other. If I'm low on cash, the possibility that my mindset's going to be great, that I feel confident, that I can just make decisions, it's not going to happen. I'm always going to feel like I'm relying on someone, or that I'm afraid that I'm going to lack money, and I'm constantly thinking about my lack of money. Very difficult for me to be in a high-powered mindset. And if I make a certain amount of money, I'm also either going to be in a situation where I'm craving a man who makes a lot of money and may fall in love for the wrong reasons, may stay in a marriage that's wrong for me for the wrong reasons. There's so many things I may do if I'm struggling with money. So you've got to have these 3 parts of yourself working. And Alpha Femme is all about that. But because not everybody can work with me one-on-one, I've kind of broken all 3 identities into a program, and I run these 3 programs throughout the year called Boss Vibe Impact Academy and Femme Fatale, which are like isolated parts of the trifecta. And that's what I'm up to.
That is beautiful. I love it. I love it. You know, one thing I always love about you is how well-spoken you are and how effectively you communicate. And I know one thing that you do is like you take a lot of inspired action. You know, when it feels good, when it comes to you, when you download it, like it's natural. And I love these what's the word I want? The framework that you've created, and it just makes sense, you know, like when any one of them is off, the other one is like, the other ones are messed up. So I love this. And for people who may not know you yet, and all that you're creating all these things, you're kicking butt, taking names, let's take us back a little bit, because it's been a while since you've been on, and we can share your journey a little bit about how you got to where you are today for the new listeners in the audience, and just catch us up on what you had to overcome to get to here.
Okay, well, the reason this trifecta exists is because it's the one I needed to conquer. So I was in a relationship that was not the right relationship. And I knew it wasn't the right relationship, but I really wanted it to be the right relationship. Like, I really, really wanted it to work. And the fact is, I was very ambitious and very driven, and I wasn't making a lot of money all the time, but I had this job where I could make like huge amounts of money. Let's say I'd work 20 days out of the month, and I'd make like, I could make $1,000 in one day if I got a good store, $2,000 in one day if I got a good store. So I had the capability of making a lot of money. Now, sometimes I was in stores that weren't as good, but what I believed above everything else is that it was possible to make ginormous amounts of money. I believed this. So I was trying to motivate this guy to believe it with me. And I thought, like, if I make this much money and he makes this much money, then we'll be in a really good place. But I was making so much more than him, and I was having to pay for most of the stuff. It felt bad. So I was trying to motivate him. You cannot motivate your man. You can inspire him by taking action first. You cannot motivate him. The minute you try to coerce him, try, manipulate, prod, you become his mother, basically, in a less unconditional love form. So you're going to get the boot. So I'm trying to boss him into making more money. I'm trying to boss him into being more ambitious. It's killing our connection. It's just not working. And I'm feeling just so upset about the whole thing. My mindset's going down the drain. And I just get it in my head, I need to break up with him. We'd been together for almost 7 years. I broke up with him. And I had gotten him to be, an important part in the company I was working with. And he got really upset. He fired me. And I ended up losing my work, the thing that was making me make money. My mindset went down the gutter. I just couldn't even handle anything anymore. My business, I went bankrupt, and I ended up living out of my car. Like, I lost everything. And I was just so mad and so upset. And it was this downward spiral. And everything I needed in order to get out was stuck. Like, if I could have just had someone to help me through it. But I didn't, because I wasn't with him anymore, and put all my eggs in the same basket. And if I could have just gotten a hotel to get a good night's sleep, maybe I could have thought straight in the morning, but I didn't have a penny to my name. And if I could have at least wrapped my head around it and been mentally strong, but heartbroken and broke just made it, I couldn't have it. All three of those things were out of whack for me. And I really got to a place in my life. I was 25 years old, and I thought, I've broken my life. Like, there's no, how do you recover from this? I'd been with that guy for almost 7 years. I thought, if I even loved another person as much as him, it's going to take me another 7 years. That puts me at 32 years, which is probably best that way, because I'm bankrupt, and who's going to love me if I'm bankrupt? 7 years is great, because in Canada, you're bankrupt for 7 years. So I'm going to be bankrupt and not lovable for 7 years. And then that made me miserable. So, like, my whole life was a shit show. Like, it was awful. How are you supposed to bounce back from that? So through a series of events, I was introduced to positive mindset stuff. Actually, I'll just say how I did it, because it's actually quite terrible. I had Googled how to make your ex-boyfriend cry on Google. That is what I was looking for. One search,
an eternity. That's how often that gets searched.
It was like the one search in the entire world is it's me. I Googled that. So, but what I found was this related thing, and it was called Have the Relationship You Want.
Yeah.
And I was like, why aren't I Googling things like that? Like, trying to fix myself instead of trying to punish him. So I fell in love with personal development, and started reading books and Googling stuff and getting just really caught up into personal development. And I found out, this is what I found out. I found out that women have no idea what the heck they're doing. I'm not joking. Like, you want to know, like, a hormone, the definition of a hormone should be like a tiny little bug that enters your system and destroys your emotional intelligence. Like, you are literally a little girl That when you cry, people want to take care of you and they're so pretty. Don't cry. You want a lollipop? It's okay. You get congratulated for every beautiful thing you do in your life. Everybody's proud of you. You fart and people are impressed. Everything you do, people giggle. It's amazing. And then all of a sudden, oh, and also, sex is like the worst thing in the world. If anyone ever touches you, you call the police. Okay. And then all of a sudden, something flips and you're a woman. And now when you cry, you're annoying. And now when you do impressive things, people get jealous of you. And now if you're not having sex in your relationship, you need to see a therapist. How did this happen? Where was the shift? And why did nobody give me the memo of this shift? Like, what am I supposed to do with all these feelings? So you grow up just not knowing what to do, and you do all the wrong things, and you treat your man like you're his mother because it's the only relationship you've seen is the way your mom treats your brother because your dad's always gone. And next thing you know, you've recreated a disaster and it's a whole nightmare. And we blame him because he is the jerk, obviously, because we tried to explain our feelings and he couldn't understand them. So clearly here's the jerk while he's telling all his friends we were crazy. Like, she was crazy, like nuts, insane. And this is how relationships end. He was a jerk and she was crazy.
Yep.
But why? Because we think that we're actually logically explaining our feelings when we're losing it. Like, we don't understand how to express our feelings at all. We think we're being logical. And to men, it doesn't sound like logic at all. It feels like you're blaming me for your feelings. You're nuts. And I'm trying to explain to you that it's totally not nuts, that you are in fact a jerk. And that if you just understood that, we'd both be in a better place. And that goes nowhere. So I got really obsessed with relationships. And I promised myself I will never get into another relationship until I understand this stuff. Like, I've been doing everything wrong. So I started circular dating, which means I was dating multiple people at the same time. They were all aware that I was seeing multiple people. And this is what the premise was. I'm looking to walk into the sunset with the man of my dreams. I'm not looking to just have a boyfriend. I don't want to test the waters. I'm looking for the guy. So there's no pressure. I just want to have fun. I want to get to know you. If we're meant for it, great. If we're not, we're going to have a great time. The only thing is, as soon as I can feel that this isn't right, if I don't feel well, I'm out. And it was the most enjoyable experience of my life. I started realizing how much attention I had been giving to one single guy. You know, you meet a guy, the second you meet him, it feels like your whole life lights up. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But then all it takes is a few weeks before that whole thing fizzles out. And you're like, what the heck did I see in this person? This is ridiculous. And you're back to square one. So I actually found that there are hormones that create butterflies in both men and women at the beginning of a relationship.
Wow. And
that they have an expiry date of 3 months. And that if you do not know how to create them yourself, the minute the artificial butterflies have gone, they're gone. And there's women, I'm telling you, and if you're watching this and you're recognizing yourself, you're holding on to the relationship past the artificial butterflies, trying to make them come back because you don't understand what went wrong. They're artificially created.
Wow.
They're not real. So I found this out and I was like, okay, I have been emotionally dependent, tolerating things that are so mediocre just because what? Because I hope it's going to come back to what it was. I'm never going to do this again. So I turned my own way of dating upside down. And next thing you know, I had people reaching out to me, friends, just from the law of attraction, the way it works, you know, oh my gosh, my boyfriend, things aren't going well. Next thing, I was giving them coaching advice. Their relationships were turning around. And one of them said to me, you should be a coach. And although I'd known about all this personal development stuff, believe it or not, I didn't know what a coach was.
Wow.
I was like, what's that? And she said, you know, like you talk to people and you get paid and you do. And I was like a therapist? She was like, Google it. I Googled it. You can make $30,000 to $3,000 an hour. And I'm living in my car. I was like, I'm a coach. It's official. So I called all these people I had helped and said, look, I'm starting a business. It's called The Invisible Coach. The only way to work with me is through referral. If you refer me clients, you get 20%. And I built a 6-figure business starting out of the front seat of my car in months. So then I was just in love with that. And then people were asking me about how I built a business. So I started helping people create coaching businesses from scratch. Then I got really interested in business coaching. how to bring the relationship building into businesses. Ended up speaking in all kinds of amazing companies and seminars throughout the country, helping people create better relationships in order to increase their bottom line in the workplace. Then went to Tony Robbins, fell in love with business, like business mastery, went into business coaching, created a huge empire with my business coaching, Impact Academy, my one-on-one coaching. And now I just realized this is it. You need a strong mind. You need a rocking business that generates all the money you need. And you need a relationship that makes your toes curl, that makes your eyes roll back to the back of your head. And yes. That's what you need. You have that.
Juicy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. This is amazing. Melanie, your storytelling ability is phenomenal. And I'm so excited for tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people to continue hearing that story. It's so entertaining. So I'm super excited to keep diving in, because today we're talking about creating that real impact. You know, you created this portion of your company, Impact Academy, and we're going to create real impact and wealth. And let's find out how to do that with these infinite possibilities. Like, anything's possible. How do we start? Where do we start? What do we need to do to make that a reality? Okay.
So I'm going to have a conversation with you where I'm going to take your brain and I'm going to put it on a train, and I'm going to take it on the train of thought, and your job is on the train of thought until we arrive at the station. It's the only job.
Okay.
So this is the train of thought that completely transformed my money-making abilities. Like quantum expansion, just complete transformation. Okay. So here's the thing. You've heard of this before. You don't get paid for your time. You get paid for the value that you provide in that said time. I think that was Jim Rohn who said that, right? What does this mean? It means if I get paid $10 an hour in a corner store, I'm not getting paid $10 an hour because I'm worth $10 an hour. No. I'm getting paid $10 an hour because to the corner store, what it's worth to them in their budget, what it's worth to them in the business withstanding itself, like the money in, money out, what it's worth to them to have a person in the front is $10 an hour. Yeah. Now, if I agree to be paid that, I'm agreeing that I'm going to be paid $10 an hour. Now, I don't agree that my value is $10 an hour. I just agree that my job to them is worth $10 an hour. So, in my world, that means I've taken on a client. Because I believe I work for all my clients. I work for them. But I also know that I can fire them and they can fire me. Same as you can fire a business and they can fire you, except they call it quitting. I hate that word, so let's not use that. So you can fire your boss anytime you want if you don't like working where you work. You can fire your boss if you realize that you don't want to exchange your time for the value they need right now. You can choose to fire them. But where most people get stuck is they actually believe that they're worth what they're being paid. And they try to negotiate to be paid more. When in fact, it's not about you. They're not paying you what you're worth. They're paying you what the job is worth. Now, the only time anyone will get a little afraid and pay you more is because you're worth more to them than the job is. So do you realize the amount of impact and influence you have to have for someone to believe that you are worth more to them than the position is? You got to be doing like an extraordinary job.
Yeah.
So your impact, your influence, what you're able to create in the workplace can help determine your value, but it will never change the worth of the position you're in. So ultimately, here's what happens. You cannot charge what you're worth. You can only earn what you're worth. You can't charge what you're worth. So when you're agreeing to a client paying you, so if I decided to take on a new client and I said, you know, I'm gonna hire you, we're gonna work together, it's gonna cost $10,000, and they say, okay, I'm not worth $10,000 even when it's my price. It's just that I understand that based on what I'm gonna give them, based on my target audience, based on what I'm going to give them. The price for this is going to be valued at $10,000, so it's worth it for them to buy it. Now, it's my job to find as many people as possible to pay me that so I can earn what I'm worth. That's my job. The issue when you're working for one person is only one person is paying you. So you're charging what you're earning.
Right.
That's why your brain gets warped. So I believe every woman in the entire world, and I mean, men are the same, but I always speak to women, but men is the same. You need to have a side business. You can't only have one client if you're going to have financial success. You can't. Because you can't charge what you're worth. So if there's any chance in this entire world that you will ever earn what you're worth, it is absolutely impossible that you will ever get there with one client. And your job as a secretary, that's your client. They are your client. The job at the gas station, they are your client. You only have one client, one person paying you. You'll never earn what you're worth. So you've got to start creating something on the side where you have the potential to earn what you're worth. Because the thing is, charging what you're worth and earning what you're worth is two universes apart. Ask the people that created Candy Crush. People were paying them $1 and they earned what they were worth. It wasn't anything to do with what they were charging. So I'm seeing coaches and coaching and coaches struggling to charge what they're worth. You can't charge what you're worth. And if you think you're charging what you're worth, it's why you're not earning what you're worth.
Well, what if, so is it the accumulation of earning what you're worth that equals so the charging and earning, that's different, correct?
Yeah, because what I earn is like what I'll make in a year.
Right.
So I say I want to make in a year $1 million. And I believe that's my worth. I'm worth $1 million a year. Okay. So if I believe that, well, then I need to try to find someone who's going to pay me $1 million. What's the odds that's going to happen? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work. But what are all the ways that I could earn $1 million? I could have 100 people pay me $100,000. I could have 1,000 people pay me $10,000. I could have 1 million people pay me $1. I get to choose how I want to do that. I choose how I create my worth, regardless of what I charge.
So the coaches right now who you're noticing, because we do have a lot of coaches in the audience, they are, what is it, what's the relationship between what they're worth and what they want to earn in a year and what they're charging?
Well, they've still got the old mentality, which is I've got to charge what I'm worth, meaning what am I worth? It should be worth, let's say, $1,000 a month to work with me. That's what I'm worth. But it's not. And the fact is, expansion and leveraging is the key to expansion. And what do I mean by that? My programs that generate the most are the ones where there's a lot of people in them. So I'll charge $250 and 70 people will sign up. And it'll last 10 days or 14 days. That is a big chunk.
Yeah.
I'll charge $555 a month or $333 a month, but 40 people will sign up. That'll make, let's say so that means that one thing that takes an hour a week for me generates $10,000 a month, let's say. But then if I have a client that wants to work with me, they need to be a certain niche, a certain demographic to pay me $10,000 a month.
Right.
I may not be able to command that pricing regardless of what I think I'm worth in a year. So I may need to say, if it's one-on-one coaching, I can only charge $2,500 a month or $1,000 a month.
Right.
In which case, is it really worth having one-on-one clients or should I just leverage? Because I can earn what I'm worth charging peanuts. But if I'm trying to get people to pay me $1 million because I'm worth $1 million, I will never make $1.
So are you saying that you notice that people are trying to overcharge what they're worth? Really? Wow. That's an interesting conversation.
Yeah, a lot. It happens a lot. And one of the conversations I have very early on with my clients is the best thing you can charge as a beginner coach is what you pay your coach maximum. And if you don't have one, that's a very big indication that you might want to take a second. Either buy a coaching program, go get your information somewhere.
Yeah.
But how can you charge something else this if you've never had it? If you've never bought it. So I've had people, a consultation with me and be like, oh my gosh, I want to work with you so badly, but I can't afford it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on a coaching business and I'm going to help you. And what I hear from that, here's the thing. I can't invest in myself right now because I'm not sure that I'm worth investing in. But as soon as I can go and get some people to believe that I'm worth investing in, and they do, then I'll do it. Like, I don't believe I'm worth investing in, but when I can find other people who do believe it and they're willing to pay, then we're good.
Good luck.
So that's going to be an issue. I would prefer you to charge $5 coaching program and go get 100 people to sign up for it than wait for someone that's going to pay you something that you can't even charge, that you can't even pay yourself. Integrity in the coaching business is more and more important. People are looking at you and they're going, does this person command this kind of pricing? Is this valuable to me? Would I pay this person this much? And it has nothing to do with you. They don't know you and they haven't taken your coaching program.
Right.
But they get a vibe and they know what they're capable of. So you need to be able to attract a person of a certain caliber. This is the thing. We attract who we are. So if you attract who you are and you charge based on who you wish you were, you're going to have an issue. Everybody's going to tell you, I don't have the money. I need to think about it. Let me go make some hypothetical clients and I'll come back. And I see this over and over and over again. So if you really tap into yourself and you're like, okay, what's the price? What could I pay right now? What's the real truth? What could I pay? And if what you come up with is like $100, then go find a coaching program you can buy for $100. Go in a networking group and say, I want to hire a coach. I have a budget of $100. Who would like a client for $100? Go hire someone. Then turn around and tell people that they should do it. But you got to start somewhere. And if you're stressed for money, you're like, $100 isn't enough. Perfect. Leverage it. It's $100 per ticket. The event holds 100 people. The event holds 10 people. 10 people who pay you 100 is 1,000. But you can't be running after people that'll pay you $1,000 when you do not have $1,000. It's the scariest thing as a coach. So go with integrity with your pricing, and stop trying to find one person that's going to pay you what you're worth. It's not your worth; it's their worth. It's what it's worth to them to buy the program. So whatever you create, the question is not what am I worth? It's what is it worth to my ideal buyer? So who's my ideal buyer? If you're like, my ideal buyer is a single mom who's stressed out of her mind and who's dealing with anxiety and depression, and your coaching package is $10,000, your demographic is off. And I understand why you want to charge that, because you want to earn what you're worth, but you could do that charging $100, becoming more impactful and influential, and getting more people into your program. But now here's where people get scared. They say, yeah, but Mel, I have a problem. I don't have a big network. Well, that is the problem. You need to go you need to go make an impact, like a real impact in the world.
Yep. Go
speak. Go make people feel. Go live on Facebook. Oh no, I can't go live on Facebook. That scares me like crazy. Get over it. Go meet people online, offline, make an impact, make people feel, make people believe in themselves. Show them that you're worth listening to. Then you'll have a network. But you can't say, I want to have my own business and I don't want to go live on Facebook and I believe I'm worth $1 million. So I'm just going to find someone that wants to pay me $1 million. It just doesn't work.
Wow. So in terms of the like building wealth, right? Would you say that one of the best strategies is going to be to start where you are, kind of thing, and charge what you can, and then like move up the ladder to increase your prices as time goes on, as the experience goes on? And I would say as more demand is placed on your time and more people want you, you get the reputation, then you can afford to like raise those prices, and then you'll probably have some automation and stuff like that. But is that kind of the recommended recipe?
Yes, and here's one other part of it.
Okay.
So leveraging and automation are different. So I leverage a lot. I still haven't automated. I still like to be very hands-on with my clients. Automation is another level even further, where if you want to make a lot of wealth, that's an even stronger way. But a lot of people start wanting to automate right away. You can't do that. The best way to start, and when I say you can't do that, what I really mean is you will not have sustainable growth when you don't have a business identity. You've never touched anyone personally, and you want to sell them a thing, a program, a 10-step module. It won't be sustainable. You got to touch someone profoundly first before it makes a difference. And this is what I found. And I found this over and over and over again with clients I've helped. Listen, I've helped my clients go from $0, like they're not making anything yet in their businesses, to 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 months and months. So, and this works. I promise you it works. This is what happens. You decide for yourself that you want to become a coach. Your first goal is to find clients, one-on-one clients. Why? Because when you work with a one-on-one client, something magical happens. And this is why I still have one-on-one clients, even though I can leverage people together and generate way more than my one-on-one clients. Here's why I still have one-on-one clients. When you get on the phone with someone and you both put all of your energy and focus onto one topic together, you create a hive mind. And the most crazy thing starts to happen. As the coach, it's like divine conversation, like divine something starts to flow, and you start saying the most genius stuff in the world. I sometimes take notes on my own coaching calls, like, where the heck did this come from? This is brilliant. Like, wow, you're gonna channel on one-on-one coaching in a way that is unheard of, unseen. I use my one-on-one coaching to create some of my most exquisite coaching programs. So one person and me together with their specific need, and now I know exactly who my niche is for that program. Someone who's like that. This is what they need to hear. And I create an entire program based on that one coaching relationship. Then I leverage the information and I say, this is the kind of result you're going to get. I know they're going to get that result because I got it with that client. And I sell them what was created, this masterpiece that came out with this client. And I create it in a program with many people in it. They are blown away. They love it. I run it as many times as I can until I find out the best way. And then if you want to automate it, you automate it. But that is how you have proven programs that work, and not just people buying your information online for a low price. Because that's when it fizzles out. When people don't get transformation, your credibility goes down the toilet.
Or like if people go into the program and it's just based on theory, or you just slapped it together, not like one-on-one stuff, then it's like they won't be satisfied, or you won't get the result that you want, or you won't even feel fulfilled, because like people aren't sticking around, they're not, like resonating with it, they're not getting the results, which, I mean, they may not necessarily ruin your reputation right away, but like you won't get the juice out of it, which is the reason why you did it. You thought it was about the money. It's not about the money. It's about like really making an impact in people's lives, which is why most coaches get started.
This is very true. And if you're doing coaching programs and you want people to get results and they're not, you're going to lose all of your confidence.
Yeah.
And it's not because you're not a good coach. It's because you're creating something based on what you think and not based on what happened. When I work with a client and I see a transformation, I document that transformation. I sell a program to the exact same demographic as that client, and I break it down in the exact same way that it worked for that client. It works for the other ones too. And I'm so proud. And it's so easy to sell. And it's from a place of mastery and a place of certainty. And it makes it so easy for people to buy. And it makes it so easy for the results to come in. And it's just such a different ballgame. Then I think people need to hear this. And creating something based on what you think the market needs. Get a client. Get a client. It will change everything. You'll discover your power.
So when you get that client, like, how does that relate to tapping into, the infinite potential, infinite possibilities? Because you're all about empowering women to like dream big as heck, like change the world status. So how does one go from one client at a time to the infinite possibilities and living the dream life, digital nomad, traveling the world, speaking to, hundreds of thousands, millions of people? How does that progress?
Well, here's what happens. There's predictability and possibility. Mm-hmm. Predictability is created based on what you already know you can do. Mm-hmm. Possibility is everything else.
Okay.
So when you're living your life based on predictability, you already know what that looks like. Like, what is predictably your day going to look like tomorrow? You could tell me that. Mm-hmm. You could say, predictably, my day is I'm going to wake up. Like, I can tell you, predictably, I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to look to my side and Kevin will be there. And then I'll smile and then he'll smile. And then we'll both get up and we'll go sit on the balcony and drink ketones. Mm-hmm. And then my skin's going to start to get red because I want to put sunscreen on. He'll say, have you put sunscreen on? And then I'll say no. And then I'll go put some on. And then we'll have some sort of a lunch at some point. And I'll have all my client calls throughout the day. And he'll have his stuff. And then by the end of the day, we'll have dinner with my family because that's where we are right now. Mm-hmm. And we'll just talk until it's way too late and then we'll go to bed. That's my predictable day tomorrow. But here's what's possible. I could decide that I hang up on the phone with you right now. I pack a bag. I walk upstairs and I say, Kevin, we're going to the airport. We're going somewhere. And he says, where? And I say, I don't know. I call a limousine company. I get on my phone and I look for a flight anywhere and I book it on the way to the airport. We check our bags. We fly there and I book a hotel on the plane with the Wi-Fi. I don't even know where I am. I have no idea what the hotel looks like until tomorrow morning. And I wake up in a different country tomorrow. That is also possible. And then anything's possible. That country could be anywhere. I could be at a breakfast buffet for breakfast. Maybe we order room service. Maybe I go for a green juice. Maybe I get a coconut on the beach. You understand? Possibility is completely different than predictability. But most people are living their life based on predictability, and it's why nothing moves. So when you understand the infinite potential of what's possible, it's like anything could happen. Like anything could happen. And that's when you start living your life with less predictability, and you may look for, what do I want? When I ask you, what do you believe you're worth? That's very different than what am I predictably going to earn this year? If I say, what are you possibly worth? What are you potentially worth? Is that a different question than how much will you predictably earn this year?
100%.
So when you start operating in your life with the what could potentially happen instead of what's predictably going to happen, you start making different decisions.
Damn. So obviously we need to get out of scarcity and, whatever else that might be going on to be able to move into that zone of possibility and potentiality.
Yes.
Yeah.
And stop fearing that the only thing other than what's now is worse than now. Because that's what most people think. Like, I want the certainty. I ask my client, I'm always asking my clients all these questions because I do market research with my clients all the time. And I'm like, what's the fear? Like, why didn't you launch the business already? And they're like, the fact is I've got this job and I just don't want to rock the boat. Okay, so what does that mean? You're afraid that if you start advertising that you're doing something else on social media that your boss could hear and that you lose your job? I mean, yeah, there's that. Plus, all my family and friends, what if they don't? What if they think I've gone crazy? Okay, so you have this dream of being wildly free and successful and travel the world, but you haven't done it because your boss might fire you and your family might think you're nuts. And that's all based on what's predictable because your boss is a jerk and your family's judgmental. But what's possible? What's possible is you do it and your boss never notices. And your family thinks you're going to fail, but they think you're going to fail everything. So who cares? And then you make it. And then they all say, I knew you were going to do it. I knew it. I knew it a whole time. And then they want to know, when's your next vacation and holiday? And they want to come.
I'm curious, like, do you notice people putting out, we talked about earlier about the guess that a program's going to be right, that an offer is going to be right. Do you see people trying to create offers or market themselves and connect with people to get new clients, to get strategy sessions, book calls out of desperation, and that doesn't land? And if so, how do we address that?
So just out of, for all the viewers watching, who would you prefer to be? Who would you prefer to be? If you meet me and I say, oh my gosh, I am actually, my client roster is open right now. I take on 145 clients a month. I have a spot left. If you want it, it's yours. We do incredible things. The results are outstanding. We're having a blast. Would you like that spot? Versus, okay, so here's the truth. I'm like this close to losing my house. And if I don't make if I do not have this one client, like right now, and it's exactly the price, like I'm really nice. I'm not charging a lot. I'm just charging the price of my mortgage. So if I could just get one client that would be the price of my mortgage, I won't go bankrupt.
I promise I can help.
I swear I can help you achieve your wildest dreams. So who are you going to feel the most like no pressure?
Yeah, first one.
Yeah. Like there's even a fear sometimes. Like, I don't know that I want to be responsible for being your only client. I don't know that I want to be responsible. There's this feeling that you need me so much that I'm worried. So this is why it's so important to build your business from a place of integrity and to say, look, what can I afford right now? And what would I be able to pay a coach right now? And there's no point being desperate and saying, look, what I need to change my month is $5,000. I'm going to try to run around like a turkey with my head cut off to try to get someone who's going to pay me $5,000. Don't do that. Find 50 people who can pay you 100. Yeah, but I don't have the network. Then go find a job. Go find a job and start working this and give it everything you've got. But you don't just get a business falling into your lap. People work for this. People are trying to do everything they can to get the business that they want off the ground. You don't just get to say, oh, well, I don't want a job. And also I don't want to create an impact. I just want someone to pay me a lot of money. Like, that's great in concept. Like,
it's like a hobby. So many people want to treat it like a hobby. Like, oh yeah, let's start this coaching business and then go travel the world and have fun and adventure and do all kinds of, it's just this little part, but like literally what it takes to start a business is pouring your heart and soul into it and other people.
You got to be willing to invest everything you've got.
Yeah.
Or at least everything you've got left if you've got another job. Time, money, energy, all of it. If you decided to open a restaurant, just imagine this. I decide I'm opening a restaurant. I'm like, Chris, I've got a brilliant idea. I'm opening a restaurant. And you're like, it's amazing. I'm like, yeah, I know. So the thing is, I bought the building, but now I'm really stressed because like it's really expensive. So I've decided I'm just gonna like make sandwiches on the floor for now, right? And then I'm gonna make the sandwiches, on the floor now until I have enough money to buy waitresses. Then or kitchen appliances. If you can't do that, you've got to say, okay, I'm opening this. I'm getting the building. I'm buying the kitchen appliances, all the food, hiring all the staff, the electrics turned on. And that's even before I've fed a single person. How committed are you to your business working? Because I'm going to wait till my clients are paying me before I hire a coach. I'm going to wait for my clients to pay me before I register my business. I'm going to wait for my clients to pay me before, like, how much of this are you going to start making on the floor? If this is a real, true business. If you're going to try to treat it like a hobby and make sandwiches on your front lawn, that's fine. But not if you're trying to get a 3-star Michelin restaurant. That's just not going to work. So if you want a business, you got to treat it like a business. And the biggest thing, if you're a coach, you got to have a coach. You will never be able to look someone in the face and walk them through their fears of investing in a coach if you still haven't figured it out yet. There's just no way unless you're willing to lie through your teeth, or unless you believe you're just way better than everyone else. And in which case, are you really able to help them? Because if you've never struggled with what they've struggled with, how do you know you can help them? So you got to stand in the fire with your clients. This is the difference between coaches who generate $20,000, $30,000 a year and coaches who make $20,000, $30,000 a week.
A week, yes.
It is the people who walk the talk. Money just comes. Like, this is the person. I see it every day. Like, they do everything. They're constantly working on it. They're constantly coming up with new stuff. They've got clients. The testimonials are non-stopping. It's like an ever-flowing waterfall of testimonials. People are tagging them left and right. They're making an impact. Those are the people who are going to be making all the money. The people who are like, well, when I get my first client, I'll hire a coach. It just doesn't work. And I tell my clients all the time, you don't even need to say that it's me. You don't even need to say that it's me. But make a post from time to time that says, just got off a call with my coach. If you want to be a coach, talk about your coach.
Yeah.
At a certain level, it doesn't matter anymore. At a certain level, your results speak for yourself. But if you've just started and you want to go from, I used to work at Payless and now I'm a coach, you need to have a transition somewhere. What did you do? The people watching you are not going to just go, oh, wow, that's amazing. This is one of the differences and difficulties between coaching and network marketing. Network marketers, your family and friends are the first that are going to say, you know what? All right, I'll encourage you. I'll buy you one of those things. I'll test it. I'll do it. I'll be one of your clients. When you're a coach, your family and friends are the last people who will ever pay you for your advice. They'll be like, are you crazy? No. How about you pay me for my advice?
Right? I've been trying to tell you this for years. You still don't get it. Pay me.
Exactly. So you all of a sudden are the self-proclaimed coach with nothing in your life that's changed at all. And you're trying to command huge pricing. It's going to take a long time before your first clients come. But if you're humble and you start and you say, I'm so excited. I've started on my journey of becoming a coach. I've hired a coach. I'm so excited. Watch out for me. I'm about to do big things. And every week you post, today's my favorite day of the week. It's the day I get to speak with my coach. Today I worked on my business. Today I worked on my logo. I can't wait to leak it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You keep people in the loop. And then eventually you launch something and you're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm launching. This is my price. And your price is in integrity with what you can afford.
Yeah.
And if you get on a consultation with someone and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so afraid to spend that money. And you can say, I know. A few weeks ago, like months ago, I was in the same situation. I got on the call with my coach. She told me the price. I was shaking in my space boots. But you know what? I said yes, and I've never been happier. I feel confident. My business is off the ground. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. That's the person that has the integrity to sell everything.
No. Awesome. So we're this is gold. This is mind blowing. And for everyone listening, this is valuable. I want you to throw up some emojis, some thumbs up, and just let Melanie know how freaking valuable this is, because this is gold. But we're beginning to wrap up, and for everyone who's just now tuning in, let's sum up the entire interview with a couple sentences about what you really want people to integrate and initiate in their lives. These women who are listening, how you want them to be changed and take on a new perspective because of this interview.
Okay. I want you to know that your life has way more possible than will ever be predictable. And you get to change that. You get to change it as soon as you see results in your life. As soon as you see that you can change things, you'll believe you can change everything. And depending who you are and where you're stuck, you may need to get your mindset in check first. You may need to start earning money first. You may need to get in the right relationship or heal the relationship you're in first. But something needs to change. As soon as you see results in one area of your life, it'll start to feel like you can do something. And everything that's predictable will start to change. You'll start to see what's possible in this world instead. And you'll start believing that if you put your mind to things, you can make changes. The minute you do that, if you're brave enough to take action, even before you're ready, if you want to be a coach, if you want to have freedom, if you want to have a wildly successful business, you treat your business like you're the CEO of your business from day one. Not like you're trying it, not like you're playing games. You go, you commit, even though you're afraid. That is what makes an extraordinary leader. Someone not who is fearless, someone who is terrified and takes action anyway, who stands in the fire with the people that are petrified and says, we've got this. That's the difference between a coach and a mentor. A mentor is already on the other side. A coach stays in the flames. We've got this. You be that person. Command prices that you can pay. Have integrity always. Never ask your clients to do things that you're not willing to do. Stand in what you are capable of, and always believe that there is way more potentially available than there will ever be predictably available to you in every moment.
That was powerful. There's gold nuggets aplenty in there. Melanie, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And how do people stay connected with you? What do we want them to do next? Because I'm sure there's some hungry women out there in the audience who are ready to take that next step, or at least find out what those next steps are and how to continue their journey with you.
Okay. Well, I go live on Facebook every day.
Okay.
So if you want to just listen to me speak and just kind of get excited in the energy, if you become my friend on Facebook, Melanie Ann Layer, just become my friend, or follow my public figure page. Okay. I think there's like 56,000 people following that thing now. So I go live every day, either on one or the other page, every day. Awesome. There's also a group on Facebook, Alpha Femme, where you can find me. My Instagram, Alpha Femme Official. And if you have heard of what I was talking about today, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I need to start somewhere, the doors are open for my Femme Fatale program that starts on July 1st. You can buy that program. It's 14 days long. It'll change your life. And if you're looking for a one-on-one coach, you can also reach out to me for that. Just reach out to me through Messenger or email me, Melanie, Melanie, at alphafemme.com.
alphafemme.com. Awesome. Melanie, you're
already getting messages. I just got a message from, I don't know if I'm supposed to say names, but I've just gotten 2 messages back to back, like, you're killing it on the Burns show. And this one, oh my God, this interview with Chris Burns and with all the flames. You just popped up on my screen right now.
Yes. This is just the beginning. I love it. Melody, you deserve it. You are a shining star and an example for women to step into their power, create the relationship and life of their dreams, and truly be happy and fulfilled and make a massive impact, build wealth. So thank you for showing people that it's possible.
Thank you, Chris, for having me. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. This is just the beginning. We'll see you soon, okay?
Okay.